This thing is fucking raw. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Drive Miami. My name is Steve, and today, well, if you guys were watching the last video, you guys already know I'm actually building a home racetrack. And in order to race on a home racetrack, you need karts, right? So, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and show you what I'm up to. I'm building I don't want to say a race kart. This is the guinea pig for the track. And then after that, we're going to build a race kart for the track. But in the meanwhile, hope you guys enjoy. So, just letting you guys know, we have a go-kart already, a guinea pig. This is not going to be the go-kart we're going to be using. It's going to be temporary use until I find a race chassis. So far we got half a Yerf dog. Just so you guys can see, excuse me, there's not much to it. Basically, it's just a regular Yerf dog. Plain Jane Yerf dog without a motor, needs brakes, needs a clutch, needs a motor, needs a tire, needs a little bit of suspension. I'll say like $200 worth, give or take, and it should be ready to go. I already bought everything. I bought it originally for like I said, a race chassis, but we'll just slap it on here for right now, just for shits and giggles. First things first, we're gonna take out all this ugly wiring, and then go from there. So first things first, we're gonna take out these ugly ass gauges. Like I said, all this wiring, all this stuff we don't need because we're not gonna use any of it. So I'm going to go ahead and just take all that crap out because, like I said, we don't need any of it. So let me get around to that and we'll see what's up. Alright, so basically we went ahead and took off all this wiring nonsense that's completely unneeded. All this over here basically came with some random ass like Speedo and whatnot. I don't even know if this stuff works, to be honest with you. I'm not even gonna use it because we really don't need any of this shit. Like seriously, like all this crap here, like we don't need it. So we're gonna throw away all that wiring and all that shit, save us some weight. And this is basically what we got, a bare shell. So next up on the list is we're going to go ahead and test fit the motor, see what kind of bolts we need, all that other, good stuff, and let's go from there. Alright, so went ahead and just test fitted the engine. It's there. It's not bolted up. It's extremely loose. You know what I'm saying? Nothing's really bolted up, but I'm not sure how well you could see this. But the bolt holes here line up damn near perfect, if you see there. I don't know how well you can see it, but they line up damn near perfect in the holes that I got there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find out the correct size hole screws that I need to put in there. Put the correct screws in. After that, I have the clutch already for it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put the clutch in just to test fit it. Oh look, that's already lubed up. I'm going to put the clutch in basically just to test fit it and test fit the chain, see if there's any adjustments that need be. I have my throttle cable already here laid out. Something tells me I might need a longer throttle cable because seems like it's not going to suffice, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. So yeah, let's start tackling more shit. Another little thing I wanted to do is change the steering wheel. I have a steering wheel, if you notice in like some of my old videos and whatnot, I had like a random steering wheel hanging there in my shed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take it out and drill some holes here and install the other steering wheel. It's slightly bigger. To me it'll be better. It's made out of metal. It's not this plastic stuff because this thing has this weird play. Like, I don't know if you can hear it, see it. Yeah, that stuff is just... I'm not trying to die here. So we're gonna put this stuff together. I don't know if I'm gonna do that right now or another day, but I'm just test fitting stuff in the meanwhile. There's gonna be more content, more videos. Obviously, it's gonna be just a few minutes for you, but it's gonna be days apart from me. But you guys already know. All right, so just came back from the hardware store. Picked up some bolts, hopefully the right size. If they are, we're gonna go ahead and put the motor in for today, maybe even the clutch and maybe even the belts, just to have that done. So let's put it in. All right, yeah, let's do it. All right, so got the engine in, all bolted up. I learned a few things. I ordered a few wrong parts. First things first, I went ahead and tried to go ahead and put on the clutch, but in reality, this thing needs a torque converter. I'm not sure exactly how this thing works. I'm gonna figure out a little bit, see what I need, what's missing exactly, because like I said, all I have is basically what you see there, which is the engine, a clutch, and a chain, but the chain doesn't even fit onto this. Basically, I don't know what it's called, the wheel or whatever, sprocket, whatever it's called. I don't know what the proper term for it is, but I need to figure out. I think it needs a torque converter is what it's missing, and then a correct chain for it. So let me see if that's needed, and if that's needed, I'm just going to go ahead and purchase it. You know how that goes, blah blah blah, and then we're going to go ahead and finish up by installing everything else. So once again, I need brakes, and I need, I think, a torque converter, so, and a chain. So with that being said, I'm gonna leave this here, and we'll see if we pick up a little later whatever this case may be. So let's see. All right, so it is a new day, and we are still working on the Yerf dog. So basically, what is going on right now is we're gonna work on the brakes. We're gonna hook up the throttle cable, and that's about it for right now until the torque converter comes in. Once the torque converter comes in, then we'll go ahead and install that. But for right now, let's go ahead and tackle that. So first things first, we got to go ahead and loosen up this bolt right over here. Once this bolt is loosened up, basically what happens is you relieve tension on this trigger, so it goes back and forth. After you do that, next thing to do is to go ahead and take out this screw right here. You hold it with a wrench right over here. Take out the screw. Once the screw's out, feed the throttle cable. Once you feed the throttle cable, just go ahead and put the screw back in, holding the throttle cable, and it'll hold it into place, and that will basically be every time you pull on throttle cable, it would turn this lever. So after that, you gotta go ahead and clamp down the throttle cable itself. Take out this screw, put it through this little grommet here, or whatever you want to call it, tensioner or whatever, bracket. Then once you put it through the bracket, put this, secure it with the screw, and then you're ready to go. It's super simple. I don't know how difficult it could be to other people, but this is extremely simple. So just go ahead and try it if you want to. Try to get some go-kart action, and yeah. So now that that's done, next up, let's go ahead and of course do the brakes. All right, so you see here we have some really old brakes here. They're all worn out, broken, they're cracked, old, seized, whatever, not seized, but rusty. So that, we don't need that. So we have the new ones that I have installed more or less. So just a few things. The previous owner of this go-kart installed the brakes on upside down. So let me show you more or less what he did. Check it out. All right, so normally when you do brakes on this Yerf dog, the elongated portion that doesn't have the whatever ceramic or whatever this thing is called portion on it, the elongated portion goes on the top, kind of the shape of a C like this. Well, this guy had it upside down, and basically it was rubbing the entire time when you were driving it. So I went ahead and installed it the correct way. You can't really see much, but it's basically on the right way. If you look at the very end, you can't even see it, but hold on. So if you look at the end right over here, I have the elongated portion on the top, so that's going to go bolt up to the brake cable, and then this portion right here is going to basically bolt in right over here, which I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do like a temporary bolt just to put into play. So I'm going to go ahead and bolt this up and then show you guys exactly what's up. All right, as you can see here, the brakes are basically on. I have my temporary bolt thing right here, and then my actual bolt through there. So So it's on, technically speaking. So every time I press the brakes, which I can't reach it, but you'll see it'll tighten up and it'll make the wheels stop spinning basically. So let's see if I can do a test fit right there, or a test try. Alright, so here goes the test. Spinning the wheel. Bam. See how it's holding the brakes? Alright. So just need to get the proper bolt right there and I'm ready to go. So I went ahead and picked up some new tires for the Yerf dog. We're gonna go ahead and change these front tires out. I already have that tire changed. Only thing I need to do is change this tire and we should be ready to go. So let me go ahead and tackle that now. So it took a little bit of finessing, but it's in. We got our tire all in. It's gonna put some air in it, all fours, make sure they have air. All right, so we went ahead and already installed our oil inside the engine. We went ahead and put the new tires, hooked up the throttle cable, put the brake on. All that's necessarily left is to wet on the torque converter and of course give this thing a crank. So the first thing I'm gonna do beforehand, I'm gonna let this thing crank, well not crank, I'm gonna crank it and leave it on for about an hour just to break it in. After it's officially broken in, by the time my torque converter comes in, I will be ready to ride. So we're getting closer. Let me just put some air in the tires and we should be straight. Well, I got a little ahead of myself. Torque converter came in. I went ahead and started messing with this thing. So far, the torque converter is actually in. There's a little sprocket back here. If you see this little sprocket, I went ahead and changed that out. It took me forever. I had to like sand the keyway to get it to fit, but it's in there. Like I said, I got a little ahead of myself, but we should be probably riding it by tonight. So far what I've done, went ahead and put in the 4 bolts that hold it into place. Like I said, I changed this part out. I still need to tighten this up, assemble everything together. I put the chain on, and I mean, we're almost there. So let me just continue working, and yeah. All right. So this is how you basically put your torque converter together. Once you have all 4 bolts together, like I said, I put the new sprocket or whatever in. You're gonna go ahead and put this washer here, the ring, right? Just following so far, right? So then you got this pulley, which is gonna go in. It's keyed, so if you notice it has a little keyway there. So you're gonna find the keyway, pop that sucker in there, that goes there. Got a brass bushing goes in. After that, you should have, you see this area in here is lined up. So you just go ahead and slap your belts right on. Bam, you slap your belts on. After your belts is on, you should have this little piece here. Once you get this piece, slide that. That's keyed too, so you just find the way, bam. After you have that piece on, you're gonna go ahead and slide the torque converter portion, which slides right on. Gotta find whichever way it's supposed to go on, get it in there. Bam, okay, so that's in. So next up is your plate. So you go ahead and line the plate up. Make sure the plate is in there. So basically you're just gonna go ahead and put this little washer right in here. It's keyed as well. Once you get into place, stick your bolt through it, tighten up your bolt, and you're ready to go. So I'm out of battery, I'm running out of battery, and I'm semi out of daylight. So I'm gonna try to get this done as fast as possible. The last thing to do is go ahead and put the chain together, tighten up all these 2 bolts, and we should be ready to go. All right, so it is the next day, and of course, we finally got it running. Well, not running, but we finally got all of this together. So now that we got the torque converter put together, ready to go, it's early in the morning. It's kind of chilly outside. Miami, go figure. Let's give it a rip. So let's start her. All right, first things first. Gas on, choke on. Make sure our special button here Flipped on. All right, let's give her a crank. Here we go. First crank, no problem. Started right up. First things first, there's a few things we need to do. Make sure the torque converter works fine. Make sure she rips. Make sure the steering is less sketchy than what it was. I'm gonna let her warm up. I'm gonna probably put some PV blaster in the joints to make sure that the steering turns fine. And then we'll go for a ride. All right. All right, so here we go. All right, a few things. Turns like shit. Can't turn for nothing. I just learned that now. I'm gonna see what's up with that. Other than that, she rips. I think I'm gonna take her down the block. She rips, like rips. I don't know how fast she'll go top speed, probably like 30 or something. Not very fast because it still has the governor and all that, you know, stuff, maybe less than 30. But hey, she's torquey, she's real torquey. So let's give her a drive. I guess it didn't like that. We're back. Yeah, man, this shit rips donuts. This is pretty dope. This thing actually does donuts. Yo, this thing is awesome. This thing is fucking raw. Alright, time to put it up. Oh shit. Yo, I'm so excited right now. This thing rips. This thing rips. Oh man, hold on. Alright. This thing absolutely rips. What I mean absolutely rips, absolutely rips. It spins tires, it does donuts in the grass, it goes fast, it gets really darty when you go too fast. Is my back dirty? Hold on, let's see. Nah. But I was ripping up grass left and right, bro. This thing is awesome. Awesome. It just really sucks at turning. So something I noticed, in order to overcome the really bad turning, you really just have to mash the gas and let it oversteer. But man, I'm out of gas physically. Oh man, this thing rips. When I mean rips, this thing rips. I'm so excited with this thing. So there you go. I know we didn't get much of the footage of it on the street because obviously it was really sketchy driving it real fast because it gets real darty. But it's a working Yerf dog and it rips like hell. With that being said, just make sure to like, comment, subscribe, stay tuned to the channel. There's going to be a lot more content. And on top of that, don't forget, we're building a racetrack in my house. So we're going to have a full circuit racetrack. So with that being said, like I said, hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned to the channel. You guys already know what it is. Drive Miami. Peace. Are you ready? Bonus footage. We're going to go ahead and we got Brandon. We're going to put Brandon to ride the go-kart. Hopefully he doesn't crash it. Try not to crash it. But first things first, let me get it ripped so you can see exactly how it rips. This thing rips a lot, like pretty hard, bro. So I'm gonna hand you the camera. You do your own thing. All right. So I'm gonna give it a crank. I'm gonna take a few laps in it so Brandon can see exactly what this thing's about. After that, Brandon, I'll give you the reins and we'll see what's up. All right. Try not to crash it. But first things first. Let me show you something. Healthy, boy. Ready? Like girlfriend. It's gonna get pretty sketchy. That's basically it. It's mad sketchy, right? You think you do it? Huh? It's sketchy. Let's do something. You wanna hop on with me while I do it?
That sounds better.
Alright, so check it out. I got a crazy little idea. I got a tie strap, right? We'll throw the tie strap on it to hold us down so I don't have to like hold on to anything. And I guess we'll see if it'll still do a donut or rip or whatever. And you think you're down for that?
Yeah, the viewers are gonna see me fly right out of this bitch, so fuck it, I guess.
Alright, we're gonna do some sketchy ass shit. You ready? Hook that. Right over here. See where the little bar is and towards us. Hey, this is mad sketchy. Like, dead ass serious. Don't record this. Don't try this at home. Hey, dead ass serious, don't try this at home. I'm gonna put it a little tight. Alright.
Oh shit.
Don't try this at home for real. Hey, you gotta hang on to this. I don't want no final destination shit happening. You ready?
Oh shit.
Here we go. Oh! Oh no! Why, you motherfucker! Oh shit! Oh, you don't. Oh yeah, I don't want no final destination shit happening, please.
Hold the fuck up.
Actually,
My ass and my thigh hurts, nigga. Oh shit.
Alright. You wanna go outside?
Nigga, I don't know, man. That shit was sketchy.
Alright, fuck, we're going outside. I got you hostage, nigga.
Oh fuck.
Oh shit! Almost got my boat. Shit will lock up. Oh, fuck.
I'm gonna try.
Alright, here we go. Alright, so we just finished going for a rip. Hey Brandon, what do you think?
Couple things about that. It's fun. You need some cushion for the back and one's ass, because let me tell you.
Yeah, we're sitting on wood right now. All I got is a piece of wood and it's metal. I haven't really made the backing yet. Remember, I just put this together last night. But hey, for what I put together, what do you think? Like, does it rip? Is it sketchy? What do you think?
What you put together, it rips. It is sketchy. I mean, shit, just look at the grass. Like,
I mean, it'll be fine.
but for one day at work, putting this together, it was definitely well worth it, man.
I think so too, man. I'm super excited. It's fast, sketchy. I'm gonna make it a little less sketchy, but it's getting there. I still got to change out the steering wheel and stuff, but there you go. Bonus footage.